Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Classic. Yeah. It's the best daytime live show on all streaming platforms. It's the Classic Codes. You know I gotta come to the ring, man.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you.
Yeah.
I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't
333, what up, chat? Let's get it going. Yes, Lord.
A couple people trying, it ain't in prison. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me.
Yeah.
And the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fence. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused.
Let's get focused. Yeah, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, and I got a great live show for you today. I have a reaction video. I got a question of the day, and I got a code language conversation for you, all in a very concise time period. We're not going to waste no time. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the notifications. If you've done those things, share the channel with somebody that you know that you feel like want to crack these codes, man. For sure.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
But yeah, without further ado, we're going to get right into our first segment. We're going to be going over to Anton Daniels and sitting back down with Charleston White. We already covered a piece of this interview, but like I said, there was a lot here to consume. And so we're gonna take it slow and take pieces off of this interview and really dissect a lot of this great conversation that they had. For sure. So shout out to Anton Daniels, shout out to Charleston White. And on this one, Charleston White will be giving his perspective on relationship with the police. And I'll be chiming in and giving y'all my 2 cents organically. Let's roll.
Yeah. Ain't he in his 50s? He older than me, I think. No, he might a few years younger than me. Man, nigga don't want, homie, don't none of these niggas want no problem, homie. That's why ain't nobody caught me yet. These niggas don't want to catch me. How I could have been caught?
I guess, I don't know, man. I would think that
nigga
to make that type of money.
It ain't nothing to go to jail for beating me up. I'm just $500 bond. It's a $500 bond.
That's true.
It's a misdemeanor. But what they know is he got something he gonna use. Not on that, I'm going to jail because he gonna call the police. Once I realized that the most self-defense tool you can use on a black man, I'm gonna call the police, nigga. Watch how fast he go when you try to act like you go down 911.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. I'm gonna call the police. It's definitely
Classic.
Come on, man. For sure. Yeah. Miles said, shotgun got a gray beard. Yeah. You saw that? He be dying it though. He's still with the die coalition. 333 in the chat. Everybody hit that like button. Let's do it.
Because if he do anything after that, the white man have put a law in place that's called interfering with a 911 call. If you say, bitch, I don't give a damn about you calling 911, and she on the phone with 911 and 911 her, that's interfering because you're trying to intimidate her. Yeah. That's a felony offense, nigga. Just get 911 on the call and let him talk bad in the background. Just call 911 and let him talk bad in the background. He'll get all kind of felonies. Stupid ass nigga. The only way to beat the white man is with his law. That's why he make laws every year that you can't keep up with.
Yeah. Hey, pay attention. It's a lot going on. The test down. What up? The chat filing in 333. You know what
Classic.
It is. Yeah. See, this the thing though. And I'm on the opposite side of the fence of Charleston White, but I understand where he's coming from and I respect everything he's saying. See, I can understand and appreciate the logic in what somebody's saying and still disagree with them. You know, we all got our own positions on things. I'm not a person who believes in contact and law enforcement, but I also am not a person who believes law enforcement isn't necessary. I personally don't believe in contact and law enforcement. If that's who I got to call to get an ambulance in a situation where I need an ambulance, yeah. You know what I mean? But in a situation where it's like about danger and life and death and all that, the police ain't going in 99% of the cases, the police ain't going to get there quick enough to save you from whatever is going on currently. So calling 911 never really comes to mind for me. However, in the way of being a person that's fighting against the propaganda, fighting against a lot of the black ignorance that's cool in the culture, and speaking out against it verbally and vocally against these hyper feminine men who put on to be masculine because they're willing to be violent in the way of pulling triggers. This is all allegedly for content creation purposes and entertainment. But when you speak out against those said people and they willing to spend thousands of dollars to get somebody to come try to do something to you and stuff like that, he's right. The best way to intimidate them, the best way to keep them from budging, the best way to keep them from touching you is to let them know, I'm calling 12. You come over here messing with me. I understand the law. I know what I can do to you based on what you said you're going to do to me. And I know who to call to make sure everything go my way in regards to this issue that we have. So Charleston White just playing chess. Whether I agree with calling the police or not, he playing chess. And I don't really necessarily have a problem with it. And to be honest with you, for all the cops that still got some level head, some level of a pure heart, that haven't been tainted by the game, tainted by the institution, tainted by the, the association, tainted by, et cetera, all the different things you've seen and experienced and all the different low vibrational people you deal with on a day-to-day basis, for all the cops that's still untainted and still out here, giving people a pass when it ain't that big of a deal. The ones that still out here, give a kid a ride to school instead of chastising them about what he, just them good cops. For all of them out there, you know what I'm saying? Do your best to stay pure, man, because law enforcement is necessary. You got a lot of people that's out here getting old alone for a lot of different reasons, whether they widowed, on the male or the female side, or whether they just never had nobody, or whether they kids then uprooted and left, and, whatever the reason. You got a lot of people that's getting old alone, and the wolves oftentimes feast on the elderly. You know what I'm saying? And so you need law enforcement. You need law enforcement, but you need the good ones. Them wild cowboys who couldn't throw them hands in high school and that got bullied and picked on and went and picked up a badge and a shield or whatever to try to, get they lick back on society for what they feel like they've been through. Them boys, we could do away with them, but let's let Charleston cook.
The only way to beat the white man in America is with his law. Don't you know a slave mailed himself in the mail and got out of slavery by mailing with the law? So, man, nigga, you dumbass nigga can't come on here and argue with me and be talking about hurting me. You looking for me and you publicly saying this. The only reason I got charged with those 2 aggravated assaults because I once went against our police department when an officer got killed. That's what brought me and Tegan together. My best friend, or one of my best friend's sons by the name of Dacian Steptoe, killed a high-ranking Fort Worth police officer. Once I spoke about that on Cam Newton's podcast, that's when they put those charges on me. As soon as I came back from that podcast, that's because I pulled the scab off. But because they unjustly and wrongfully had killed that kid. They didn't bring him to trial. They executed him on the spot because nigga Garrett Hull was a bad motherfucker in the police department. Yeah. They executed that. So nigga, when I brought that up, homie, that nigga, when I got back, nigga, they had charges, felony charges on me. So they called that kicking the ball down the road. They knew I was gonna beat it. But nigga, they knew, man, nigga, I was attacked. And this guy.
Hey, that's crazy. Now that's the same thing. So now y'all see why I say I don't believe in necessarily tapping in with law enforcement like that on a personal level for me. Do I think they need to exist? Sure. But the police definitely be gangbanging allegedly off of content creation purposes and entertainment. They definitely be gangbanging, don't they? You done said something that was, rightfully in your rights to say and to speak on. And then as soon as you get back to your hometown, the folk out here harassing you and things. Because they don't like what you said, against how they getting down. That's gangbanging in a real way. So, yeah, we know what that is. The Tez Down said the police are going to take their time on purpose. Yeah, they not. Listen, them boys ain't superheroes. Supervisors, to a degree. Superheroes, absolutely not. Couple of them, not too many. Let's go.
Was a killer. This was our Woody. This was our thug. Yeah. Everybody's scared of this nigga, homie. Shit, I ain't scared of evil, nigga, because I know what these niggas scared of. Me and the law. And guess who the law? Me, nigga. I work, nigga. I help the FBI create a new COINTELPRO just like they used nigga to kill Fred Hampton. I'm the nigga they can get to kill Fred Hampton again. Nigga better leave me alone. Nigga make me mad. I go work with the police against them, nigga. And I really love the police. I really love law enforcement because I think them the baddest motherfuckers walking on earth. Law enforcement. I see how everybody get right when they come around.
Now y'all see why Charleston stay viral, because the police ain't the baddest mofos walking on earth. That's a bit much. That's a whole lot, actually. They not the baddest mofos walking on earth. You got all type of Marines, Navy SEALs, MI6, you know what I'm saying? And then that's just on the side of the people that's supposed to be the quote unquote good guys, or the government, or whatever the case may be, allegedly all for content creation purposes. But then you got the people that's just as high level, but working in the underworld on the criminal side. You know what I'm saying? So the police, that's you know, that's tier one of like the bad mofos, if you really want to get to talking about it. But what he says is polarizing, and that's why he stay making a lot of money doing interviews. Shout out to Charleston White.
I wish I could have been one. So now, nigga, I just join them in spirit.
What do you think about DC and the police?
I think we need to go to Chicago next, Trump. I think Chicago next. Go put them boots on the ground, kick them niggas' ass. Cause listen, never in the history of America until they had niggas fresh out of slavery. Until niggas was trying to build Black Wall Street, they had never went a whole week and niggas didn't kill nobody. When we had a struggle, we didn't have black on black crime. Nigga had to be a roof and try to stop the toilet from leaking. These niggas got somewhere free to stay. So they got time to kill one another. We need fuck the National Guard. Send them motherfuckers that caught Bin Laden. Get them niggas ass out of retirement.
Hey, that's who you gonna have to send to Chicago. Them boys got switches on everything. They'll put a switch on a 22 out here, boy.
And send them to they caught in Chirac, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they call it Chirac?
Sure.
Then let Trump send the federal military on there and kick them niggas in their ass. That's the only thing gonna get these niggas right. They went a whole week with 0 murders. Thank you, Donald Trump. That's unheard of in America.
Let me get to the chat real quick. Shout out to Souls of Thought 333. What up, my dog? Soft Rain 333. What's up? Miles Bassett said the police know where to find action and they don't be there. They be at Dunkin' Donuts, just enough miles away to say it's gonna take us 15 minutes to make it. Souls of Thought said you Anton changed his stance. Anton changed whose stance? Charleston White stance. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good?
Classic.
Somebody dies every 3 minutes in America. Thanks to Donald Trump, and 0 bodies was counted.
Recently one person died.
Okay, I don't want to get too far into this. I just wanted to cover the part about police relationships amongst black men. Charleston White is one of the few black men that you will hear saying that he loves law enforcement, that he loves the police. You know, he utilizes them for his protection strategically. Understanding the law will take you very far, though, especially as a person who, because, you know, a lot of us black folks, we like to play like I'm not saying that we not disproportionately discriminated against or that there's no systemic, you know, oppression in place to some degree. It's just not to the degree that we exaggerate. We not victims. Like, we have every capability of being successful. So, you know, I'm not gonna act like, you know, but if you are a so-called, you know, disenfranchised person, or this person who is, you know, of a certain ilk, and so you're discriminated against by all the powers that be, and that's what's in your mind, I think that having a healthy understanding of the law, like Charleston White is exhibiting here, will benefit you in a lot of ways in handling your life situations, even if you should have to deal with law enforcement or if you got to deal with criminals. But yeah, man, shout out to Anton Daniels and Charleston White, and we gonna chew off of that interview a little bit more as well later on.
Classic.
All right, so like I said, I only got 3 segments today. Let's move into the question of the day. The question of the day, I need y'all active. I see this chat just showed up. Make sure everybody lean on the like button. It's no charge. It's no charge at all. So the question of the day today, who should know better? Who should know better? Oftentimes, I always tell people, let me give y'all some context to this question because it seems vague, right? But there are people in your life that you will give grace because of their ignorance, right? So, for example, you may be in the grocery store and somebody bump your cart hard as hell, almost like it was intentional. You know what I mean? And then when you turn around, you may still remain pleasant and calm and say, pardon me. You know what I mean? Excuse me. You know what I mean? Can you watch where you're going, please? You may be polite about it, right? And then that person turn up and catch an attitude like they weren't in the wrong. Me personally, I'm going to give that person grace because you're a complete stranger. You're a complete and total stranger to me. So taking this interaction with you any further isn't worth it. I didn't even know you 12 seconds ago. I don't know you now. And to escalate this is to risk my freedom. I'm cool. But who should know better in your life? I want y'all to answer this in this way. Who should know better? Who are the people that you give less grace to because they know you and they should know better when they dealing with you. Not something as frivolous as bumping into your cart, but just in general. Like I was watching the panel, shout out to Souls of Thought, Uncle Plug TV, and it's conversation with Soft Rain. And Souls of Thought touched on this concept where he had said that what was it? He was saying that he was talking about giving grace, keeping calm. He was talking about he said, my kids, your kids should know better. Your kids should know better. Okay. That's in general. I'm talking about, okay, so in your adult relationships, who should know better? Who's the person that you don't give any grace to because you let them in? They know you for real. And then they do something that cross one of your boundaries. You like, shit, you supposed to know better. You know what I'm saying? Than to deal with me like that and to handle me like that. I oftentimes say, like, the people that you're going to get into it with is normally people you love. Because that's when it's worth it. A complete stranger, hey, we don't even know each other. We probably should be, crossing head. We probably should be conflicted. We don't know each other. We don't have no context on each other, no nothing. These interactions frivolous, they quick, they based on nothing. This shit can go left quick, right? But we shouldn't even allow that because it's not even worth it. But when somebody that you know and love, like for example, your best friend play with you, or your closest cousin play with you, or you know what I'm saying, somebody cross one of your boundaries and you feel like, you know me. Like, why you playing? So Soft Rain said your significant other should know better. I like that. So far we got my kids. We got your significant other. Soft Rain, take it a little further for me. They should know better in which regards? Souls of Thought says, oh, everyone gets grace. I have no expectations for individuals. How much grace? Does your grace run out? Let's take this a little further. I got a couple minutes for some nuance. But yeah, I would say honestly, like, anybody that you allow to be in, right? Like, I think that most people are guarded in some capacity and for not necessarily unhealthy reasons, but I think most people are guarded in some capacity. And for the people that you let all your guards down for, or your barriers, you know what I'm saying? And, when y'all cross hairs, you would expect for those people to deal with you in certain ways because y'all should know better about each other. Souls of Thought said it doesn't run out. I'll walk out. So your grace doesn't run out. You walk out. Isn't that your grace running out though? You walking out. Isn't that you like, my grace has run out. I'm going to remove myself from this situation. Or am I interpreting that wrong? But yeah, who should know better in your life? Miles Bastard, talk to me. The Tears Down, talk to me. Who should know better? Soul said, no, I just move on. Yeah, I feel you, man. Being able to be that gracious and to be at peace with being that gracious, you's a bad boy. I got a D mark on my grace. Souls of Thought said there was never any expectations. Yeah, expectations aside, because it's not too much that a human being could do that's going to surprise me. So I'm with you on that. I don't think there's anything that a human being could do that's going to surprise me at all. The Tears Down said your brothers, sisters, and best friends, even the ex or current, should know better. I like that list. I like that list a lot.
Classic.
I like that list a lot. But back to what Souls was saying, he said there was never any expectations. I still, even without having expectations for people, he said we have to do this for Sunday. All right, that's bet. We can run it back. I'm only gonna stand on this for a couple minutes. I'm gonna move into the code language because I don't got that much time. So he said if we're talking about who should, that is. I like your list, Cortez. I really do. You said your brothers, sisters, and best friends, even the ex or the current should know better. I like the fact that you added the ex too, because people relationships will break down and then the relationships end and they'll talk about you like they don't know better, like they don't know you for real. They'll talk about you like you a different version of yourself. Like, no, I'm still the same person you was in love with. Don't do that.
Classic.
I like your list, but there's a lot. It's very detailed and nuanced, and we can actually break that down further too on a panel. You know what I'm saying, when we get some time for show. But yeah, so let's revisit this on Sunday. Who should know better? It's definitely some nuances that you can have to that. And then how do you handle when the people who should know better deal with you like they don't know better? How do you handle that? Do you deal with them differently from the people who are ignorant to you? Right? I'll let you in. You should know better. So do you reprimand them differently? Do you get triggered differently by the people who should know better versus those who you don't expect to know anything? The tears down. When we get time, let's do it. Oh, for sure. He said it goes back to your phrase, people are fickle. Oh, for sure. I'm with you, Souls. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just, I'm pushing the conversation forward, but I'm agreeing with you for sure. People are very fickle. There's nothing that humans could do that's gonna shock me. Not for real. The tears down. The consequences that outsiders get passes on in most cases that I've seen. Yeah, I agree, Tez. I think there's a huge difference. Like the consequences that I administer to the people on the list of you should know better versus the consequences for somebody that's a complete and total stranger, totally different. If you on the you should know better list and I gotta administer some form of a consequence for some, interaction we having, that shit gonna be way more harsh than what I'm gonna do with a stranger. I'm gonna give a stranger more grace. We just don't know each other. We don't need to get to know each other. You go that way, I'm gonna go this way. But for somebody that's inside your realm, inside your bubble, you know what I mean? That's a little different. So as the thought said, only my daughter. I like that. At least you got somebody in there,
Classic.
though. Okay. Hey, we starting to break through. We starting to break through. So Souls is what you say? So what Uncle Plug call you, a sociopath? We breaking through the sociopathic bubble.
Classic.
He does have feelings, guys. He does. Souls of thought said she's the only one raised under my expectations. I feel that though. I feel that. Soft Rain said anyone that know you personally should know better. How many people? Yeah, I agree.
Classic.
I agree. It's definitely something that we could dive further into. Souls of Thought said from birth to earth. Yeah. For sure. I get that. My man got a short list. Hey, Cortez came with the long list. Souls came with the abridged version. Yeah, let's get all the rest of these names up out of there. Just my shorties. I feel that though. But that's the question of the day, man. We're gonna tap back in on this and dive into it when we got like extensive amount of time to really get off into this one, because it seemed like this one got us wanting to talk. Souls of Thought said they all have residue. That's a fact. They all got residue. Yeah. Residue everywhere. Slave residue, failure residue, all type of residue. Miles Bachelor said, not many in my world. Maybe somebody who helped me with no strings. Miles said it ain't too many people around him that should know better. Shit, so Miles, would that mean that you fairly closed off then? If you don't have that many people in your world that should know better I'm talking about know better as far as dealing with you. They should know better. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that many people that should know better, does that mean you not really letting people in? Just trying to make sure I'm getting that right. But yeah, we gonna move off from that. We got to get into the code language, and then I got a jet chat. But I definitely wanted to make sure I showed up for y'all today, like I try to do every day. We got a premiere coming later too, so make sure y'all catch that. I think at 6:30 I got a premiere dropping, so make sure y'all enjoy that for me. Souls of Thought said, hit the like button. I like off Classic better. Send the super chats for sure. Gratitude. Miles Bachelor said, I can count all my true friends with half a hand. Boy, my circle got that little too. My circle so small it ain't even a circle. Miles, you my type of guy. My circle so small it ain't even a circle. It ain't even got no circumference. That shit like a crescent moon, gang. Straight up. I'm kind of enjoying it too. I can't lie. I'm kind of enjoying that shit. But yeah, that's the question of the day. So let's move into the code language conversation. The code language conversation is on leverage. Like we always do with the code language conversation, we're going to look up the meaning of the word and then go from there. Leverage, the exertion of force by means of a lever or an object used in the manner of a lever. Okay, that's the first definition. Second definition, the ratio of company's loan capital to the value of its common stock. That's the second definition. Third definition, here we go. Use borrowed capital for an investment, expecting the profits made to be greater than the interest payable. It's the third definition. Fourth definition. This is the one that we're looking for. To use something to maximum advantage. And that's kind of all encompassing, right? Use something to maximum advantage. That's what leverage is. And that's the definition that we're going to lean in on, is to use something for maximum advantage. Shout out to Soft Rain with the super chat. Let's go.
Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. The tears down said he said, I don't even have a circle. It'll be a triangle these days. I feel that. Souls of Thought said, thank you, Soft Rain. Yes, Lord. We greatly appreciate it for sure.
Classic.
But when we discussing leverage and using something to your maximum advantage, I think that in life it's very important. He said, free classic. What you mean, free classic? What you mean? I'm locked up, souls. I'm locked up, souls. But leverage. So when we discussing leverage, man, to use something to your maximum advantage, I think that in life it's always good to leverage things, right? Leverage your strengths. You know what I mean? Play to your strengths. Leverage things in ways that can maintain your integrity and at the same time give you some advancement and some progress. That's the way I look at leverage. That's the way I think leveraging should be done. Obviously, there's good and bad kinds of leverage. You have blackmail. Blackmail is a form of leverage, right? Using information against someone to coerce them into doing something in your favor or whatever the case may be, or doing something against their own best interests at any rate. So, you know, that's leverage as well, but that's the negative side, right? So there's positive and negative leverage. And I think that all of us should be leveraging everything that we can in positive ways to push ourselves forward, to be progressive. Now, when somebody leverages you in a negative way, you know, those are opportunities for us to learn life lessons. Notice I called it an opportunity, right? Things happen that aren't necessarily viewed through our perspective as good or positive, but those are generally the opportunities. So when you stop looking at things as negative or bad or harsh or cruel or why is this happening, and you look at it as an opportunity, then you're able to actually weaponize what you go through by growing from it, and then you can leverage the growth to gain. You know what I mean? Souls of Thought said we need full segments. It makes my day for real. I got you, Souls. I got you. Still working into my schedule, chat, just to be fully transparent. I'm, trying to leverage the 24 hours in the day to make sure I can still give y'all the long streams that y'all have grown accustomed to and get enough sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I still hit the gym this morning too. Y'all know I'm still rehabbing back to 100%. I still got, months to go with that. So I'm figuring it out. This is my first week, really like full week. Getting squared up. So give me some grace. Souls, you said your grace don't run out. Give me a little grace. I promise I got y'all. Y'all know I love this
Classic.
shit. Soft Rain said definitely learned a lot. For sure. Thank you.
Classic.
Yeah, the tears down. Yes, sir. But like I told y'all, chat, the first time I get 5K in a month off content creation, we can go ahead and tell the boss this shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in my mind, if I'm going full time in this bitch and I'm still getting $5,000 a month off content creation, if I put all this time over here, we can turn that 5 into 15 for sure. You hear me, chat?
Classic.
But we got a road to walk, and we're gonna enjoy the journey for sure. We're gonna leverage everything that we gather each step of the way. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna bring everything full circle into the code language conversation, but make sure that you guys are leveraging. And again, the key to leverage, in my humble opinion, the key to leverage is finding ways to leverage your strengths, leverage your relationships, but do it in a way that doesn't compromise integrity, and use it for advancement. You know what I mean? That would be my thing. Oftentimes, if you get leveraged because you overshared and somebody used your information against you or whatever the case may be, again, grow from it, learn from it, and then leverage the learning experience to make sure that in the future you kind of bulletproof yourself in that regard. Souls the Thought said, Tez, move your slot. LOL Classic is 4 to 5:30. Hey, Souls quarterback in the schedule.
Classic.
He quarterback in the schedule. Ted said 5 is benchmark. Come on, man. We gonna figure it out, chat. We gonna figure it out, gang. We gonna get it together, man. But that's the he said lowest man wins. I hear you. That's leverage too,
Classic.
right? Come on, man. It's metaphors, similes, yeah. But that's leverage too. Lowest man wins, right? You get more leverage. So Absolutely, man. I just think that this is an important code language to have and something important to look at. Like, are we, assess yourself after seeing this code language. Don't just let these code languages fly by, y'all. Like, assess yourself after you hear the code language. Like, okay, am I leveraging everything that I have to leverage? Am I leveraging everything that I have at my disposal to advance myself? Could I tap in over here and use that to build whatever? You know what I mean? And just assess. You know what I mean? Break it down mentally, and then I think you'll find yourself in a better place than what you already in, even if you're already doing well. Leveraging is everything. Like, you may be a homeowner and you never leverage the equity out your home. Leverage it so you can go be so you could be a landlord. You know what I'm saying? And then you leverage that money and do whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's all about leverage. It's all about leverage. So the Tez down said, laughing my ass off. We went late and long. LOL. Usually I'm not home by 3. Yeah, you did stream for like 4 hours, gang. The Tez down said, I'm out the house by 2, so most of mine will be early in the day, like around 11 or 12. Yeah, take my slot, take my 11 to 12 window, and go ahead and go crazy. And I'm gonna take this mid-afternoon window from you, Tez. Let's get it. Let's get it. But yeah, that's the code language for the day on leverage, man. You see us trying to leverage. We trying to leverage our conglomerate to make sure we give y'all damn near 24-hour content. You see how we leveraging the schedule in the chat? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the code language for the day, though. Yeah. All right, let me get to these comments, and then I got to shake. Miles Bachelor said a lever needs stationary object to work. That's a fact. Leverage in real time. Yup, facts. The Tez now said, let's get it. Yeah. Facts. Let's get it. We here. But yeah, make sure y'all tap in with my conglomerate. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to Souls of Thought. You see his name right here. Subscribe to the Tez Down. You see his name right here. Subscribe to Conversations with Soft Rain. Soft Rain spelled like you see right here. Subscribe to Uncle Plug TV. Plug spelled with 2 G's. Don't ever forget it. Like we always do, we try to have solution-based conversations. We embrace the reality, even if it's cold and harsh, we embrace it. And then we try to get to some conversations that got something to do with how we could possibly make things better, right? We try to leverage our acknowledgement of the reality so that we can get to some answers. You know what I'm saying?
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in. I appreciate y'all hitting the like button. I appreciate all my mods that's wrenched up. We're going to get a couple more of y'all wrenched up ASAP. You see what I'm saying? And we just gonna keep moving like that. Make sure if y'all don't do nothing else for me, y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic, man. Woo!
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow. They don't